Hello again. Fancy seeing all of you here. I've been on quite an adventure, meeting lots of new animals, and all of them had a story to tell me. First there was that unhappy donkey that didn't like having to walk all the way to Bethlehem. Then that very excitable sheep that had lost its shepherd. And finally the camel who thought his owners were the most important people in the world. What I didn't know at the time I met them all was that their tales are different parts of the same story. So, today I've invited them to come and find out what their part in the story was. Some say it's the greatest story ever told. I think I'll go and see if any of them have arrived yet.
Well, here I am again. Another journey. Just because an owl wants to talk to me. And my hooves are still sore from going all the way to Bethlehem. But I did find out why I had to make the journey, and it was rather special.
There you are. I've been looking for you.
I was just starting to tell these people here that my journey to Bethlehem was rather special. In fact, people had written about my story hundreds of years before I was even born.
Someone wrote a story about a donkey going to Bethlehem?
No, they wrote all about the girl I carried and the baby that she gave birth to. He was a very important person for everyone in the world. It's just that they don't always realise it.
How important?
He's the Son of God. He was born so that everyone can get to know God better and have him as their friend. It's all in a book called the Bible, and the baby is called Jesus.
And you've read this book?
Don't be silly. I'm a donkey and not very good at reading. But when we were in the stable in Bethlehem, lots of people came to see the baby, and they were all talking about it.
Did the shepherds visit the stable?
Yes, they did. They were all very excited.
Then I think I need to go and talk to the sheep about that.
Do you know, I think I'm actually rather pleased to have been part of that story. It almost makes me happy.
The trouble with looking for a sheep is that they all look very similar. I hope I can find the one I met before.
Hello, Al, hello, it's me.
Hello. You still seem to be very excited.
Yes, it's all been very exciting. Men singing in the sky, our shepherds going away, meeting you, our shepherds coming back, listening to them talk about what happened, and then meeting you again. Exciting.
Yes, I've heard from a donkey that they went to see a baby in Bethlehem.
They did. After the singing men told them all about the baby, they just left us to look after ourselves. It was very exciting. We could eat grass and walk anywhere we liked. Although, we were a bit puzzled.
Puzzled by what?
Well, I've been into Bethlehem with my shepherds before, which was very exciting. And when they get to the town, people don't seem to like our shepherds. They call them dirty and smelly and try to avoid getting near them, which isn't exciting. So why would they be so important that singing men came to tell them about a baby?
Well, it's all to do with who that baby is. He's the Son of God.
Wow, amazing! Who's God?
Okay, how can I explain this to a sheep? God is like the shepherd to everyone, but people weren't listening to him. so he had to send his son to make them pay attention.
I think I see. But why did my shepherds have to go and visit him?
To let everyone know that he's the shepherd for everyone. Not just the important, brave or strong people, but also for the smelly, dirty people the others don't really like.
Now I get it. Except, who were the singing men?
They were angels, messengers from God, to make sure the shepherds who knew who Jesus was and where to find him.
Well, that makes perfect sense to me now. And, ooh, that grass over there looks tasty. Bye!
What an excitable sheep. And that just leaves me with one more animal to find, who's linked to this story. Now, where should I look for a camel?
Move along. Out of the way. Important people heading home. They've travelled a long way with their gifts to give to a king. Now we need to get home.
Hello again.
Hello. We found the baby. Strange that a king wasn't at a palace, though.
But that was part of the story.
Story?
The story of his birth that was written hundreds of years before it even happened.
But how could people have known? My masters are some of the wisest people in the world, and they didn't know until that bright star in the sky.
God told all those people years ago, and they wrote it down. Then, when the time was right, he sent angels to tell people and put a big bright star in the sky.
God did all that just to let people know that a baby had been born. Babies are born all the time, and they don't get stars.
This baby was the Son of God, and he had a very special job. He was here to save everyone. Those stories written about him even say that he'll be killed on a cross to save everyone from the wrong things they've done.
Well, that certainly sounds like someone who deserves to have a star mark their birth.
Indeed it does. And now all of us who saw part of the story now understand what it was all about. We hope you've enjoyed hearing from us and that you have a very happy Christmas.